Good morning, Ron Janish here, Friday the 13th, November 11th, November 13th, 2015, copyright Reinhardt Industries, all rights reserved. Now I've got that out of the way. Let's just take a quick look at this guy here. These are the bonds, and we have a good chance of prices coming down for a nice down move, probably below, probably down to the ML down here somewhere. Forget the Z's. Probably down the ML somewhere, something like that. Okay, that's in the bonds. That's what we're looking at. In soybeans are kind of interesting. Okay, so you had your EP sell here, and prices went to line 1. Here you have them stopping at line 2. For all I know, they can go to 3, 4, 5. You know, that's pretty easy to do. Um, so yeah, so we're keeping an eye on this one here. Maybe we'll get a buy, maybe we won't. Let's take a look at the soybeans in the longer term. You see, this guy's just been on the weekly. It's just been in one heck of a downtrend, and you know. So we'll keep a close eye on that, but I really want a nice signal in order to do something. Okay. Let's talk about temptation. Okay. I've been tempted to make 2 different trades, and I'm going to show you them, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't do them. Okay, here's one I've been tempted to go short. Okay, and that's because I have this service where there's this guy I listen to, and I can't really recommend him. If you look at what I've done over the last few weeks in terms of videos and my forecasting predictions, uh, it's night and day different. Okay, he's been saying the wheat's been, for example, in the last weekend he was saying, oh, wheat's going up, and I've been saying no, let's look for prices to go down, and maybe we'll buy over here, and then up we go. So that's an example. Another example is he was saying, oh, as when prices were here, oh yeah, sugar's now going down, 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 and and I'm looking at this saying, oh well, maybe I'll have a nice sell opportunity, but here's the bottom line. And I looked at this and I looked for an intraday sell entry that's really, really tight. I said to myself, wait a minute. I do not yet have a rock solid sell on this. And worse than that, uh, if you look at this guy on the weekly, I remember there was some chart I drew. I don't know if it was this one here or a different one. Could have been a different one. And I remember, no, it wasn't this one here. I remember when prices went through some ML and then came back down. And when they came back down, they touched it and reversed. So, is it really going down? I don't know. And to use as a primary indicator, what's his name says so. Not for me, not for me. Okay. So if you look at what we have here now, we have a nice little zoom down here. Notice it's below this pivot and this pivot and this pivot. And hey, that's really interesting. So what we'll do is we'll draw this ML and just kind of wait and see what happens. If this guy goes and makes new highs and I get a nice intraday sell signal, then hey, that's interesting. But otherwise, no, because what I'd like, me looking at this, I like to see it up here and boom. Okay, so where's the other one. So yesterday I get an email from Felipe about Australian dollar, and I'm telling you, I was really, really tempted to go short on this guy here. And he asked me, what I thought, and da 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 da. And I says, well, as you guys know in the email, I says, hey, look, this guy's got a 3P line down here, but as near as I can tell, it's down we go some more. Okay, so here's your pretty little 3P. And yeah, prices bounced off the 3P line, the 2P line, which is now a 3P. And as we know, that the 2P lines are the places where whipsaws occur. Okay, so if we look at this trend line over here, we see that prices went up to this guy here. So they bounced off here, bounce, and now we get a nice little caramba. Okay, so why didn't I sell? Because I have a list of certain things I use for buys and sells, and bounce, caramba, ironically, is not on it, even though it's a wonderful signal. Maybe it will be someday, but on a daily chart like this, it's not there. So unless I had something very, very special and interesting on the intraday, I'm leaving it alone. Okay, now if this guy makes new highs and pokes through and goes back up here, I might wind up selling. We'll have to see. But I don't have I guess another way of putting it is, let's take a look up here. You know, now had I had a sell up here, which is entirely possible, that would have been very interesting, because then I've got 1, 2, and 3, 4 to go. So I've got a ways to go down here. But right now, the way I'm working the market is I'm looking for stuff like enter over here and then take it for a long ride down, and my risk reward is like, woo, lovely. Okay. Whereas in this situation here, where's my reward point? Down here someplace? I can do that, but only if I have a really tight, nice and sweet intraday entry. Okay, so I'm going to wait. I'm not touching this guy. Maybe I'll take it if I get a sweet intraday entry. Okay. Let's take a look at this guy here. If you remember, we wound up going short the D's, and this guy's just ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Yeah, it just keeps on going. Yeah, and let's see how they did at line number 1 and line number 2. Okay, so here's line 1, here's line 2. Jesus. So it went to 3, and then 4, and now probably down to 5. So this guy's just been one heck of a down move. That's so much for the hogs. These guys here, I had a nice sell signal on the hogs. I had something in the cattle here. I didn't take it. I'll admit it. Hey, let's move on to cotton. Okay, cotton, I wound up buying today. I remember I went short on this day here. Prices went a little higher the next day. And then I posted a chart and I said, well, down, up. They zoomed the ML, they retraced back further in the original direction. And then, to my surprise, they went up here and now down here. And quite frankly, right when it hit the line at about 52, 53, which was there this morning, I wound up getting out, and I sent you guys an email letting you know, hey, I'm out of here. So will it reverse here? Maybe, maybe not. Don't really know, and don't much give a hoot on this one here. This is a D's contract. It's going to be out of biz in 5-10 days. Don't want to touch it. This one's a little different. And so this one I've got to take another look at, but let me see. See, what happened here was you had your 0, 4 and your action and your reaction, and prices bounced right off the reaction line on the weekly. Okay. So here we are. And so the question is this a correction or is this a continuation of the downtrend? Okay, and as prices went down here, let's see what happened when they went up. Well, depending on how you draw it, when they went down, made the lows, you had some kind of an EP and they bounced. It could have, it depends on where you draw it from. They bounced off the green line once or twice. And so now you have some kind of an A, B, C, D, E. Anyway, I'm going to take a look at this one a little later after I'm done. This one's definitely a candidate, so I don't want to give you guys a whole bunch of trading advice here, so just let you guys do your thing and that's one to take a look at, and that's your March cotton. Okay. Moving on. This guy's just dropping nicely. The stock market, if you remember, on the weekly we had a nice little reversal pattern up here that absolutely textbook. And on this guy here, I wound up going short on the Qs on this one here. And so I'm still sitting on a short position in the Qs. And that should be a nice down move in the long run. Your currencies, they're really quite boring. I'll tell you why. Remember our target was 100 in the plus in this guy here, and you know we want to buying around here someplace, and boom, 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 it just keeps on going, and there is no reason to go short this guy that I can see at all. Okay, Japanese yen going up to this area here somewhere. Will it reverse in this area here? We'll have to wait and see. You got an intersection of several multiple pivot lines up there. Okay, the euro keeps on going down nicely. If you recall, we had a sell up in this guy here, and it's just, well, you have your EP, okay? And so with your EP, you can ascertain, okay, so here's line 1, here's line 2. See, it went back up, and now down we go more. So I mean, for all I know, this guy might go to 3 or 4 or something. Look at this, bounce off a green line, bounce off a green line. Reversed, and down we go. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. What else we got? That's probably it. Oh, still keeping an eye on this guy here and on this guy here. Okay. My suspicion is we'll get new lows rather soon. Whoops, we're right at the line, and we're making new lows. Now remember, you have a big old EP here. You have a second one here. This one is definitely worth looking into. I'll have to do some more analysis on a more relevant chart, probably a closer time frame. Anyway, thank you for your time, and see you next time.